Hold on. There we go. My bad. My bad. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you for telling me to turn on my audio. So we're good now. Are we good? Can you hear me now? Oh, I just been going off, man. I just been going off. I forgot a chord. I forgot a chord to my podcast. That's why I'm late. I never run late. I never run late. Man, I just did an interview with a magazine. Can't wait to you guys read that article. Can't say what it is right now, but I will let you know when it comes out. Man, just tell me some positive stuff on the comments, man. Anything good happen to you, let me know. Just leave it in the comments. I want to read it. I want to share it. This is a community all about love and positivity and to freaking make you laugh. We want you to laugh in the morning. That's what we do. We want you to laugh in the morning. I'm very excited about today. Hey, Liza. What's up, Liza? How are you? Thank you for checking in as usual. David Kano. Yeah, I'm waiting on my hat. Oh, yeah, you got to buy that hat, David. You got to buy it. I don't give stuff away for free. Come on, David. Come on, David. Oh, as always, you can give me stars too. You know what stars are, right? Each star is a penny. So drop some love for me. If you like the podcast, you know, it helps out. So do that if you want to. All right. I got to also give a shout out to our sponsor right here. You know, I do it every single day. I got to show them love. Southgate Design. Boom. There it is. Doom. There it is. There it is. Southgate Design, Eric, family-owned company. They do all my merch. They do my shirts. They do the flyers for the show. Everything around what I do for the Morning Yo, they do. So big shout-outs to Southgate Design. They are awesome. I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited. Today on the show, we're going to have Adam Ray. He's a comedian, and what I love about Adam Ray, he crushes it on the acting side. Like the dude destroys it on the acting side. And that's a level I want to get to. Like he knows everybody. He knows everybody. He has a podcast called ALN that he's been crushing. So it's a thing where it's all good, man. We're just showing some love on the Morning Yo. Just showing some love on a Thursday. Uh-oh, Liza had the second COVID vaccine yesterday. Great. Yes. Yes. That's good, man. My parents had their first my parents got their first dose yesterday. So in 3 weeks, they're gonna get their second shot. I'm excited about that, man. Because I haven't seen my parents in like what, 9 months? 9 months I haven't seen my parents. So it's like, come on, man. Come on. I want you to see our grandkids. That's the whole reason they live it, you know, to see their grandkids. My mom never thought she would have grandkids, first of all. My mom just never thought she would have grandkids. It's so funny. My mom was like, so I say piggy bank for your kids. Look like I'll never break piggy bank for kids. This was like 5-6 years ago. Now she got 2 grandkids running around. She's the happiest grandma in the world. Oh, what's this? Bro, when you going to let your Freddie Mercury mustache out? You know what? Sometimes I do grow a mustache, but nobody says I look like Freddie Mercury. They say I look like Lionel Richie. All night long, all night, all night, all night. Anyway, I'm acting silly. So Adam Ray's going to be joining us in a second. He should be checking in. Uh-oh, he's texting me. Oh, he said 3 more minutes. He's having issues. No worries, bro. No worries. No worries at all. So tonight, if you're in Vegas, or tomorrow if you're in Vegas, I'm doing a show tonight at 10, a show tomorrow at 10 at LA Comedy Club in Vegas. LA Comedy Club in Vegas. And then Saturday, I'm going to be in LA. Tammy Joe does this awesome show at the Magic Castle. It's called Magic Asphalt. Big comedians pop by. And I'm going to be on that show on Saturday. I'm going to be on both shows, the early show and the late show. And the late show, which I'm so excited, Bill Burr is going to be on that show. Anytime you share the stage with Bill Burr, you just get to walk on the same stage as Bill Burr. It's an honor. Like the dude is a living legend in comedy, and to be able to just be invited to be on the same stage, I'm blown away. Blown away. Let me go through some other comments here. You guys are coming in. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. What else happening? So my parents got their vaccine. Yesterday was chill, man. Oh, I'm back on the sugar free. This is my 3rd day back on sugar free because February 1st, I had sugar, I had pancakes. If you haven't seen my Instagram story, my Instagram page, look up me making the pancakes, putting the syrup on it. Yeah, I did all that. I put some whipped cream on it, threw some candy on it. But then before I ate it, I took all that stuff off. I just had the syrup in the pancakes and it made me sick. It made me sick. So I'm back on sugar free day number 3. Day number 3. So, and I don't miss sugar, man. I don't miss sugar that much. If you're first time tuning in to the Morning Yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Second thing is, make sure you go down and look at all the videos. I got a lot of cool videos down there. Some of your favorite comedians like Jim Jeffries, Joe Coy. I got Dane Cook on there and O-Town. Man, we threw it back with O-Town. It went viral. So many people watched that O-Town video. It's freaking awesome. Like, it was the first time in a long time those guys got together. You know what I mean? All 4. Ashley's no longer part of the group, but all 4 got together and did an interview with me, which was very, very cool. They got a Valentine's Day show. I actually bought tickets. I'm gonna watch it with my wife. It starts at 4:00. You can't go wrong with that. It'd be done by like 5:30. You know, me and my wife got a little dinner going on, and then and then you know what happens next, right? We gonna sleep. We gonna sleep. That's right. Because we got 2 kids and we always tired. Oh, Gassio, what's up, man? What's up? You doing all right? Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you checking out the Morning Yo. Lamar Parker, what we got here? What up, Mike? Giant Eagle or some Lady Gaga Oreos? I have no idea what that means. No idea what that means, bro. What does that mean? Lamar Parker, you always saying some crazy stuff. I have no idea what you're talking about. What up, Mike? Giant Eagle got some Lady Gaga Oreos. Okay, I understand the Lady Gaga Oreos because Lady Gaga came out with some Oreos and people are going nuts for them. Are they good, Lamar? Are they good? I don't know. You need to interview Raymond Orda. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'll interview anybody. I don't care. You're lucky to be in warm weather. Oh, my God. Let me tell you, I'm in Las Vegas right now. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. Hang on. Where is Adam? Where is Adam? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. This guy. See, that's the thing about comedians. Always late. Always late. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. So what we got? Any other message? Any positive news out there? Any positive news? You guys got anything good to say? I'm just waiting on Adam Ray. You know, I don't have much to say. Just waiting on Adam Ray. What else? Oh, so I told you yesterday, I had a huge audition. Whew. I was so stressed out yesterday about this audition. Man, oh man. And finally, because when you do it, it was a secret audition. And when you get these secret auditions, man, they only give you like less than 24 hours to get it down. And this is like 5 pages. Like, it was heavy copy. Heavy copy. You got to learn it. Then you got to perform it. Then you got to find your beats on it. Oh my God. I was so freaking stressed out. No, it wasn't in person. No, I'm getting a question. No. You get to send it in. That was the good thing. You did get to send it in, but man, it was so stressful just learning it so fast. But I watched it back I feel great about it. I feel great about it. My thing in acting right now, of course, I want the job, but I also just want to represent who represents me, where people look at it and go, oh, he's good. He might not be right for, but he's good. And that's what I'm trying to establish right now. Because this last year was supposed to be my first year full into acting. And then, of course, we know COVID hit, kind of ruined that. So this is kind of like my first year acting. But, you know, we still in COVID. So I can't wait to fully jump in. But I'm getting some great auditions. So I'm excited about that. Very, very excited about that. So, you know, I don't know where this Adam, where is this Adam Ray dude? He keeps saying he's getting on. Look at this. Getting on. He said he ain't getting on. Adam Ray. There he is. Adam Ray. I've been waiting for your ass. What's up, man?
Yeah. What's up, Mike? Oh, look at us with our fresh bills.
Oh, yeah, you know it. How you been, bro?
I've been good, dude. Let me get a better mic here for you. I've been good. How are you? What's going on? Sorry, I was having problems putting pickles in the cage, which I know sounds like a euphemism, but that's actually my dog's name, and
Pickles. Okay,
trying to get her in the cage so that I could be pup free while I was chatting with Mike Yo. So here we go.
Because it's so rude when people have their dogs yapping in the background. You know that, right?
Oh, I am not a fan of that. That is
no.
It's also just like, I don't know. I get having the dog with you so that it doesn't get into some, Butterfingers or I don't know, whatever sort of, if you're cooking something for your KKK rally and your dog is breaks into it and you have to do another batch of brownies. But a dog is a game changer during the pandemic. I will say that. I don't know if you have pets.
Is it because you're just so lonely? Is that why they're a game changer?
How dare you?
I'm just saying. Is that the reason, Adam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's so look, having a fiance is exciting, but you need more than that in 2021. You need an animal to kind of, I don't know, neutralize the situation. Also, having a dog is great for if we get any sort of discrepancies and Pickles is just staring at us like, what are you guys fighting about, huh? There's a couch right over there. Take your clothes off, rummage around on that. I'll watch because I'm a freak, and then we can all go get froyo,
So do you and this may be too personal, but I've been with my wife before, and when we had a dog, and sometimes the dog is there at intimate times, and it gets really weird.
Oh, I fully can't do it if the dog is. There's been times when I've literally been, trying to just, and thankfully I'm at a point to where, there's not much help that's needed. A gust of wind will set things in motion. But when she is walking on the bed and, try to keep her off to the side and not lock her in the cage, because then she whines. So then I've got dog whines to try to fight through. So you just hope that she stays in her quadrant of the mattress. But then at one point, it's about 2 weeks ago, she walked like right by my legs and just kind of raised her legs against mine. And I just go to my girl, I go, get off. I go, it's not happening. It's not happening. I can't stop thinking about that now.
No, it's serious, man. Like, I remember one time, man, that was just like in my face. Like I turned around, he was just like
staring at you.
I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
Because the dog really didn't like me, but it loved my wife.
Oh, nice.
Love my wife.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think, they say dogs are man's best friend, but I feel like the same thing with children. I think pups gravitate towards the gal, right? I mean, for me, I was buying my dog's love with treats, and now I'm really trying to reel that in so that she doesn't, develop pancreatitis, which I just found out is a thing. There's so much I don't know about dogs, as much as I feel like I do know. I do know that if you make a joke to your neighbor about your dog being in heat, and when the person goes to pet your dog, who you've only had 2 prior exchanges with, and you go, she's in heat, don't get any ideas. That's not a great way to build rapport with people in your building. It's usually it's exactly the opposite. This guy looks at me and he goes, what? And I go, oh, I was just saying, don't get any, like, I don't know what I was doing right there. I'm sorry. I was just trying to make a joke. And he goes, you think I'm trying to fuck your dog? And I go,
oh,
no. And then I go, oh, he's that guy. And I go, and literally we'd only exchange highs and hellos in the elevator. So it's on me for rolling the dice, thinking he had more to offer. But he goes, you think I'm trying to fuck your dog? And I go, oh no, I just was,
he really said that.
I gotta be honest. I don't know now. Now the fact that you're just even questioning that you don't pick up on that was a joke. I don't know what your intentions are.
It's, what it's like? It's like a bad member in the audience when you're trying to do some crowd work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't play
along.
Not
playing along. No, doesn't even want to try to give you anything. And you're like, dude, you don't have to be funny. So maybe that's where you're getting mixed up on this. Just give me some info. I'll take it from here.
Yeah.
Which is the name of my new album.
I'll take it from here.
Yeah, it's an all crowd work album.
Oh, wait, when that drop?
I dropped that.
Is it already out?
It's okay, man. It was, there's so much going on right now with the vaccines and you know, the storming of the Capitol. Crowd work albums are getting lost in the shuffle left and right.
They really
So
are,
let's
Adam.
let's be honest. It's not at the top of the totem pole of things to look forward to, but it should be. It's all crowd work. You know, I love doing it when I do my hour, plus sets on the weekends. I'd say about 15, 20 minutes of that is crowd work throughout, and it's always different, always special. And I took about over an hour and change from a week in Vegas at the Trop, at the Laugh Factory, the Trop in Vegas, and I just had so much shit go down in 14 shows that was I'd be an idiot not to pull from, and it was so different. So I went through and took a lot of time to really edit it. By the way, is my connection so bad? Am I fine? Am I really choppy, or am I good?
I hear you fine, but your mouth is moving slow.
Oh, dude, why is that?
Dude, come on, man. You do a podcast all the time. You have big celebrities, and you don't have better internet connection, bro?
Well, I'm at my mom's. I'm at my mom's. Her internet sucks.
Blame your mom. Blame your mom. Okay, Adam. You got some change, bro. You got some change. Drop your mom some new internet, bro.
Yeah, no kidding. But let me see if I can get on a hotspot. Anyway, I went through and edited like a lot of moments that even have callbacks and go back. There'd be like a guy who was an Uber driver who came to the show with the 3 girls he was driving, and then I went back to him 3 times. There was a couple that fell asleep in the show. There was an arranged marriage. There was a white rapper named Carl. There was a guy in the back with a sleeveless leather vest who was like a professional bull rider. I mean, this is all, and I string it. I went through, and it sounds like one full show of just chaos. And it's a couple drunk people that were yelling shit out that were trying to. I think that's when I said I'll take it from here. And yeah, it's fun, man. It's an easy listen, and it's
okay. Where can people get this?
You can I'm selling 2 CDs at Sam Goody on 145th. Shout out to Sam Goody. No,
no. Music.
Pandora, Spotify, iTunes.
It's all okay. I'll take it from here. Adam Ray.
You got it, bud.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, because here's the thing: did you always do crowd work, or is this a muscle you were like, you know what, I'm gonna grow this? You just paused. You just went out, Adam. Adam, we just lost Adam. Look at him. Look how attractive Adam is, frozen. Hold on, let me text Adam. He tried to switch to a hotspot and lost you, bro. Oh, there he is. He's popping back on. Adam. Look, I got 3 Adams on. His internet is horrible. Let me take this one off. Remove from stream. This one's not working either. Hold on. Sorry, people. This is live. This is what happens when we go live. Just Adam is gone. Lost you, bro. He's trying to die. Oh, there he is again. Dude.
You just text me. Sorry, I was trying to get a little less.
No.
Oh, who's the third screen for? Is that the other one I just tried to get
there
on?
was yeah, I gotta remove it. I had 2 other boxes of you trying to get.
Oh my God. Well, this is
now you're frozen again.
This is
okay, now you're back.
Okay. Well, you look crystal clear, and you're moving. I can see you drink that water in full, HD quality.
Oh yeah, 1080p. That's what we're rolling over here, baby.
Are you're coming to me live from Vegas?
Yeah, I'm in Vegas right now. I'm in my little studio I have. I love it out here, but I wanted to ask you before you cut out with your terrible internet. I wanted to ask you, is crowd work something you always did, or did you decide, you know what, I need to train this muscle?
Yeah, it wasn't something I always did. I was pretty afraid of it, and I would see greats like Harlan Williams, David Cross, Todd Barry, Jeff Ross, obviously crushing with it, and it looked so fun. And I started really, I think, developing it in almost as a defense mechanism to friends or people from college or high school that were asking, like, every couple of years when I'd come back home or whatever, like, so you still doing comedy? And I was like, yeah, man. Like, oh, because I haven't seen you on a billboard or anything. Yeah, I mean, no, it's a slow play. It's there's a lot of that goes into this, and it's but I'm grinding, man. Oh, okay. So it just began taking that and trying to getting my balls busted by people that were not doubters, a little bit of haters, a little bit of just enjoying the fact that, yeah, see, it's not that easy. Like almost like they, even though they weren't in the business or trying themselves, I don't know. There's almost like with some people, not all at all, but some people that there's a little bit of like animosity that they're like, oh, you think you're fun. You think it's the way that I'll equate it like this. After a show, you get a girl that comes up to you with her boyfriend and she's like all about you, right? She's like, that show was awesome. Maybe she's a fan from, I mean, you got that from Chelsea times 10, right? Like,
oh yeah,
girls coming up. So girls coming up just flattering you and saying how much they love you and this and that. And the guy, sometimes you get a guy that's secure, that's standing there, that's like, what's up, dude? And he's like letting her do her thing. And he's like,
yeah.
She loves you, dude. She loves you. If you want to grab like one nip, dude, I'm cool with that, dude. I'm cool with that.
Which is very weird when they say stuff like that. It makes it very awkward.
It makes it very awkward. You appreciate it. But then there's more often than not the guy that's like staring at you like you think you're better than me. You think you're funnier than me. So I feel like I would get that from friends, non-friends. If I was at a buddy's birthday party and somebody asked, like, what are you doing? I'm a comedian. And they either try to get me to tell them jokes or start busting my balls because they wanted to feel like they bested a comedian. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
so
it totally makes sense.
Yeah, so I started to develop, I think, a little bit of, thick skin and like, all right, I'm not going to just take this and let this no name kind of blast me right here at my friend's party. So I'm going to start. And I've always been a people person. I worked at customer service, the customer service booth at Albertsons in high school. I was a bagger. I was a cashier. That's just nonstop people interaction, dealing with dum-dums, dealing with sweethearts, every end of the spectrum of type of person. People that spend $15 on quarter sodas at the quarter soda machine. They come into the customer service booth, drop 23 lemon lime sodas, tell me they were trying for root beer and they want all their money back. And I'm like, didn't you think at $6 you weren't going to get root beer, and then me getting a talk to by my boss, her flipping out, getting her money back. So I think I just developed this, like, I got a fire back type skill set. And I always try to kill it with kindness. Our mutual friend, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, told me when he posted, a clip of my crowd work on his Instagram over the summer. And then we were chatting about it. And he said, that's my favorite thing. I did it so much in the ring, which I didn't realize. And he's like, that's such a tough thing to do. And what he said to me, which I appreciate because I try to, implement this always, is to hit him and hug him, is what he said, which is like, it's easy to just slam someone and make them feel like shit to get control of the room, but to really be like, take control and fuck with people. And as he was saying, he's like, you got to fuck with people. We all have to do that. He's like, but you don't have to be a complete piece of shit about it. You don't have to make them feel bad. And so I try to do that as much as possible. But there are times, obviously, when people don't get it, or, I mean, I've kicked a handful of people out in my days where they're just too drunk to where they don't even know that they're what they're doing and affecting the show.
Now, do you feel like since you've opened that Pandora box, you're like, okay, they're going to be talking the whole show because I'm going to start off with crowd work, and crowd work can go really well, really good, or really bad. And then when you get into your set, now you've invited them to be chitter chatter all over the place.
Yeah. It is sometimes a double-edged sword. Bobby Lee used to, when I would open for him, he would tell me, he's like, hey, no crowd work tonight. He's like, don't ask any questions. You're opening up the room for chaos and for people to, God, I'm so sorry. My mouth is just, it's so funny to hear myself and know that I'm in regular motion. But when I'm watching myself on the screen, I'm like, am I having a stroke right now? Because I think
it's like a karate movie, like one of those voices.
Oh man, even me laughing like that is like, Michael, yo, this is a very fun move. Oh, don't cancel
all right,
me.
Don't get racist now. Yeah. Okay, you took it too far. All right.
Has anybody ever, wait, real quick, has anybody ever on any, because sometimes morning radio DJs, and we're a very successful one. I wonder if you got this though, just from doing the stand-up circuit for radio. Did somebody ever be like, because sometimes people would say, like, if anything big in the news, Jewish-wise, what happened? And I was doing radio, they'd be like, "So you Jew? Like, what do you think about that?" And I'm like, so I would always think, for someone like yourself, what we just did right there, has someone ever done something along the lines of like, so Mike, you must have loved like kung fu movies growing up, huh? Anybody pull any bullshit like that ever or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
But
good.
you know what? I think, but see, like you look like a rough guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you walk into a room, you're like, you're, I don't want to say you're husky.
I'm a
You know
dude's
what I
dude.
mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you're a dude's dude. Me,
Yeah.
when I walk in, I'm very smiley. I'm like, people just feel comfortable. So I let them say their shots and I'll either top their shot or I kind of look at them and go, did you just say that? Like, I
Yeah.
always love that. That's how I got out of, you remember Billy Bush and the whole Donald Trump grab him in the,
yeah.
the whole grab him thing.
Oh yeah.
Like people ask me all the time, well, what do you do when you're in a situation with a celebrity that you're interviewing and they say something that doesn't like sound right? And I always, when that happened to me, so I wouldn't comment on it, I would go, did you just hear what you said? And then they'll go, and then it kind of, because I don't have to, anytime you're in a situation like that, go, oh my God, did you just hear what you said? And that kind of makes them realize you're not going to play a part in that.
Wow. Yeah, you have to do that, right? It's I don't know. It's I want to say it's easier said than done to not do what Billy Bush did, but
I mean, he was trying to bro it up, man. He was trying to bro it up. It just went too far, and he was the people pleaser. And
yeah,
sometimes you just got to be like, yo, did you? And like I said, it happened to me several times.
He wanted the interview. He wanted the interview, and he wanted he needed to get it at all. I mean, but it's not like Billy Bush. I mean, I think Bird even did a bit about this at one point where he's like, it's not like Billy Bush like piggybacked on it and was like, oh yeah, you can grab him by the foot. Dude, let me tell you one time he just kind of like laughed and was like, yeah, you grab him in the pussy, you kiss him, yeah, fucking whatever. So let's go, and like,
yeah, but I think the problem was when they got out of the bus. He like, hey, I want you to meet Donald. Like it was kind of.
Oh yeah, wait a second.
That's what it was. It wasn't the
mind.
comment. Creepy. It was when they got out the bus and he was like, hey,
that's right, dude. You want to meet he was like, let me introduce. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's
because guess what, dude? The locker room talk of it, what they were speaking to. And after this, we can go back and rehash the OJ trial. Yeah. But I think that I think what they were referring to with locker room talk was Billy Bush being like, wow, look how hot she is. And them just talking about when she was coming up, like, whoa, hot girl alert. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Every dude's done that. So, and look, girls do that with guys. So 100%. That part was not, it was weird to hear it caught on tape. It was weirder and more offensive and was highlighted because it was it was preceded by, I just kiss him on the mouth. I mean, I move on him like a bitch. Like that was the thing that I was like, dude, this guy does not know how to hit on women. He's like, can you imagine being at a bar next to a buddy? And he's like, holy shit, dude, look at Michelle, dude. Wow, that blue dress that's her color, man. I'm gonna go over there. And his buddy's like, dude, you careful, man. You've had like 4 drinks. No, I'm gonna move on her. I'm gonna move on her like a bitch. And you're like, what? That's not how guys talk.
No, it's I always, because when guys say it locker room talk, to me it sounded like rich man talk, like no game. You just kind of force yourself in the situation because when you got money and fame, you could be any way you are. It just, what do they say? I was with Donald Faison. I interviewed him because he's one of the most down to earth people in the world. I love Donald Faison. And I go, how have you not changed? I'm in this big mansion of his and all this stuff. Like, how have you not changed? He goes, oh, I'm the same. What celebrity does, what fame does, what money does, it just heightens the person you really are. And that's when we see those people that were, you always knew they were an ass, but then they got famous. Now they're a big ass. You know what I mean? They haven't changed. They're the same person. It's just heightened now.
Yeah, you've probably seen so many of those people over the years, right? I
Dude,
mean,
I've seen people that were close to me blow up. Now we're not as close. And it kind of hurts a little. It just hurts a little bit because you're like, okay. But I always know, I also believe, because I believe in this, I don't know the quote exactly, but Tyler Perry is like, when somebody breaks through the glass ceiling, you're gonna lose some friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, when I get to that next level, they will want to be friends again, but not because they're like that. It's just now I'm in their realm. Does that make sense?
1,000%. It's like, you get into the club and you finally get into the club, right? And then there's the the little rope for the next little section, the little private section. And it's like once people get in there, you know, someone's like, "Hey, want to come in here?" And Tyler Perry's like, "Yeah." And then he looks back at Michael Yo and he's like, "I'm sorry, I gotta go." They give me, and you're like, "It's all good, dude. Do your thing." And he's like, "Yo, let me see if I can get you a drink though and bring it out to you." And you're like, "Dude, big time." But what usually happens is, I'm gonna go in here, and then you just never see him.
Never
again.
see him.
He slips out the back of the club with like 8 hoes.
But now Tyler Perry owns the whole club, so you know he owns
Very
everything.
funny and very true. Yeah.
But
if you could wait real quick, if you could buy a club, Mike, or if you were gifted a club, right, like in an inheritance, what would you name it? If they gave you full ownership rights, so you were gonna like Michael Yo it up, however you do that aesthetically, but name wise, they said this is imperative that we really nail this, Mike. You're in Vegas. It's gonna be on the Strip, right in between Denny's and Shake Shack. What are you calling it?
Okay. This is so funny. I've actually thought about this.
I know you have. That's why I asked.
I've thought about this. I would make a club so hot. It would be so hot. It would be called Normal People. And it would be a club because in the club business, the clubs that last the longest, the clubs that last the longest are the normal clubs. Like these hot clubs that go in and out. But the ones that are like Joe's Crab Shack or things like that, they stay around forever because they appease normal people. So I would call it Normal People. It would be the hottest club, the biggest DJs, and no celebrities could get in.
Okay. Wow.
And people would be like, celebrities like, "Yo, I gotta come. Calvin Harris is playing." I'm like, "Nope, it's just normal people. Sorry." So no celebrities, no nothing, just normal people. So there's
every
no
promo video has to have I am everyday people. Whoa.
So that's what I would call it. And drinks would be like normal price. Everything would be normal in it, you know?
So maybe call it middle class.
No, normal people.
I like that. NP,
where are you going? Normal people.
Yeah. Do you have like an acronym or an abbreviation for it? Like, is there some sort of nickname for the club? People like that, right?
Norm.
I'm going to Norm's. Everyone's like, the diner? No, there's a club in the diner. Dude, you're not coming.
Right. I definitely couldn't call it in people because that could come off wrong, you know? So just
funny.
Just
yeah,
norms.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Just norm.
Just
Wow. I knew this whole conversation was going to build to something, and that was definitely worth it.
But I want to comment on your mouth moving slow. Do not worry about it. This is live on Facebook. Big audience on my Facebook page. And appreciate all the people. I started this page, just so you know, like 2 months ago with like 30,000 people. And in 2 months, it's over 180,000. So like,
damn, Mike.
Yeah, man. Because here's the thing.
Are there comments right now? Can I read them?
Yeah. I haven't asked for them. And your connection is so slow, they probably like can't figure you out right now. So
oh damn, really? You need
but O-Town, when they were on yesterday, they had good connection, Adam.
Oh, fuck,
dude,
I'm so sorry. Can we, man? Well, you're gonna put the audio up on your podcast, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. This audio is going out, so don't even worry about you.
We're gonna have to do this again, and I'm gonna have to have better mom internet.
Yeah, you better.
I mean, just such a bummer that well, it's a little better right there, isn't it? No.
Yeah, it's sometimes. If you have a question for Adam, but they don't know about you yet.
I'll answer it next week.
Please, somebody watching, ask Adam a question. Now, they don't know enough about you, but let me tell you this, and I mean this from the heart.
Yeah.
You are doing something. I consider you a great role model to myself because I love that you're acting. I love your comedy, and I love how you've broken into movies. You work with Melissa McCarthy, Sandra Bullock, and now you're working with The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're going to be in Young Rock.
Yeah.
And my thing to you is, and it might not even be with one of those people, but what's been your greatest moment in acting where you're like, wow, I'm really doing this?
Man, I was just talking about this with my dad the other day. You know, because I was talking about when I told him that I got the heat. I was doing narration for some like Iraqi war BBC, just the most melancholy, where I was just like, it was David Attenborough, the opposite of that. Like, instead of like, winter means a struggle for survival. As the snow wolf fights for food, the platypus fights. It was like every year 45,000 people die from the metal that comes out of the bombs. I mean, it was just like crazy shit. And I get this this text. It's like, call ASAP. I go out there. I get the whole deal about being in the movie, and it was just like, up until that point.
Well, you're now, remember, a lot of people that are going to listen to this that are not in the industry, that are watching right now, you kind of blew it off as like, I get the call, I go over there. But what is that really like? Like, what happens?
So I graduated from USC acting school in 2005, and you're graduating with a theater degree. I'm walking into auditions for like CSI, being like, hey, I was in a play called Vinegar Tom. They're like, get the fuck out of here. And so nothing really to you're trying to build something out of nothing. So that's why I was just doing, YouTube sketches and starting doing open mics and in acting class and improv class. I was working at a casting office for free 4 days a week, working at Universal Studios. I mean, just trying to have my feet in all these pools and meet as many people as possible, which I think just makes you a more well-rounded person and performer and artist. And so I had friends in all walks of life. And but it was just so intimidating because you're in a place where the hustle and bustle is happening. So I feed off that. That's why I still like living in LA. Not right now because that's just tent city and it's just chaos.
Because you don't want to die. I understand.
Yeah, and that is a big part of it. And but I think it'll make its way back.
100% it will.
Cher had a comeback, and so can Hollywood. And but there's something about like being around that energy of Hollywood that is exciting, but also intimidating because and can fill you with fits of jealousy because you're constantly looking at, oh man, I fucking want to do that, and man, I want and then getting an opportunity to be close to it and tricking yourself that this one thing's going to lead to that thing I've been fantasizing about, and it's not. Sometimes it can't. Every opportunity can lead to another opportunity, and I think that is a true sentiment where things beget each other. But getting to a place where you understand that to enjoy the process is what I would preach to younger kids when I would get to a point to where they would start to ask me for tidbits of advice. I'd say enjoy the idea of getting better and the process and you're going to look back on this time, control what you can control, and don't look back in 2 years and go, man, I wish I probably shouldn't have gone to those parties and just gone to those mics instead. I should have done that. Because once I decided to kind of give up social life and not sacrifice friendships, but just pick and choose, and then also, if you're doing it right, you start to develop friendships in what you're pursuing. So then, and that also becomes your hang. So you can kind of put them all into one, which is awesome. Like, what other job has that? So, but it was a lot of grinding and only a couple TV. I remember I booked a guest star on According to Jim in 2007, and I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get anything again until 2013, which was The Heat. And so that was 6 years of auditioning like crazy and getting close on a handful of things that, man, I mean, it's so funny. Like there's a couple gigs that I'm like, that would have been a game changer.
Like, can you say which one you were close to?
I mean, there's shows that look, there was this one where I met, it was a cop show opposite Martin Lawrence for CBS, and Fred Savage was directing it, and I crushed it. And they put a pin in me and then got my avails, and then pretty much were like, hey, we're gonna have you do one more chem read with Martin, and then but you're his choice. And then I flew back from AZ from doing shows on that Monday and was going to do it that Tuesday. And they're like, hey, they offered it to Ethan Suplee. And I was like, whoa. And then the show didn't even go. But so that was one. And then there's other ones I booked. Or again, I've been down to me and a few guys, or me and one guy, a lot. And you just learn to go out of my control at this point. They're picking wallpaper.
Yep.
But it does take a toll after a while, man. And you're just like, damn, not only
because you know what's the tough thing is, I went through this with hosting and I mean, I think it's the same for acting. as well, because I've been getting some great auditions moving along in the process. But they're usually going to go with the more famous person if it's close.
Yeah.
So people go, how do you handle that? I go, I don't get mad. It's my job to be famous to get to that next level.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's hosting comedy. Yeah, it has to make you hungrier, because I said, there are people, I've been told you're the best person for this, but we need to go with a person that's more known. So my job is to get to the point where I get jobs I don't deserve too.
Yeah.
And that's where we all want to be at.
Yeah, the fame thing really does suck, but then you go, man, you know,
Get it?
You try to think, if I get to that point, when I get to that point, that I
we will. We will.
Oh yeah. I mean, but the funniest person should get the job, but hey man, I get why it doesn't work like that, which is also why then getting the call for the Heat was so not confusing, but definitely unexpected, because I'm like, all right, this isn't a lead. It's 3 scenes. It's one of the bad guys. It's enough of a big enough part in a Paul Feig, the guy who did Bridesmaids, who's one of the biggest comedies of all time.
Love Paul.
It's the follow-up to that. And it's with 2 of the Melissa's just about to blow the fuck up. Sandra is just always a gangster and a bankable draw. And so it just had a lot of great pieces. And so I remember, I know Brian Callen, I think D'Elia went in for my part, and a few other guys that I knew that were, you know, way bigger than me. And I remember I went and I did like an accent, and I had I'd let my beard go and my hair go, because I was like, oh, I'm this drug dealer, gangster type guy. I'll let Paul kind of finagle with all that. Maybe he'll want to do that or do some burns. And I walk in, he's like, that's great. Just go with that. I was like, all right, wow. I'm just going to look like I crawled out of a garbage can, or I was fingering Oscar the Grouch in the back of a toboggan. And so getting that call, I was like, whoa, I was like, I beat out, I'm sure, other, name people. And I remember asking Paul too, or just being so thankful for the opportunity. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you were the best. And I was like, well, I was like, man, this could have gone to, I don't know, Jerry O'Connell or fucking, I don't know, Sinbad. I'm just spitballing guys, Martha Stewart, somebody famous. And he goes,
Snoop Dogg, whatever.
And he was like, no, he's like, you were the funniest. You're the best. He's like, and then I remember Allison Jones, the casting director, saying too, she was like, yeah, I don't think they needed, or maybe it was Paul who said too, he's like, after Sandra and Melissa, he's like, we don't need everybody in the movie. We don't need names for like to stack it up. And that being said, Bill Burr's in it, Michael Rappaport, Jane Curtin, Joey McIntyre, Nate Cordry, just a lot of Marlon Wayans. It's a lot. It's filled with a lot of great people. But that was a big moment, man, because it was just it wasn't. I had a little more perspective to not think, here we go, and like this is going to be like, even Bobby Lee went out of his way to be like, don't fucking think this is going to mean you're going to be in every Sandler movie now. You're going to take over. You're going to get 10 p.m. spots at the store. You're still going to get your 12:30 spots. Come to the store, grind it out, be humbled. Came back from the movie, and it was exactly that. Tommy, at the time, I thought I'd get better spots because I was in the #1 movie during the summer. He gave me a couple better spots, but still, man, I was still doing my spots where I was. And I was, that was, I don't want to say humbling because I expected it, but it was nice to go back to that and go, oh yeah, it's never just one thing, but it was a nice pick me up. And it was a nice, you need those little victories along the way. I don't care how you slice them, whether it's getting on the Michael Yo podcast and having your internet be perfect or no, but seriously, like, and same thing, man, like you're a staple of this industry and have been grinding so long and done so many cool things. And I mean, the first time I even reached out to you after we developed some rapport and I felt like premature was to ask you to, like, I think send my sister a message or something. And you were so gracious about it. And we'd had enough rapport at the clubs to where I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. But also I think I was like, all right, this will also tell me who he is. If I'm like, I feel like I'm reading the room right and thinking that this is appropriate. But if you were like, hey man, I don't even know your favorite color. Why would you even ask me for a video for your sister? No, dude, you were
That's-
the best, and it made her year, and then it was just cool because then that was another thing to like build off of next time I saw you, and so those then getting to do stuff with you, those are little benchmarks. It's like, and everyone has a a path for what those things are, and gets to decide how much meaning to put in those things. But I'm sure you've got just a long list of things like that.
I think my strategy, and what I like to tell people that are listening to this podcast, so many people move to Hollywood, and this may be you at your normal job. Never go in and say, I want to be the biggest thing there. For instance, when people move to Hollywood, they go, I want to be a huge star. That's great. But if you just expect them to be a huge star, you will have a lot of heartbreak until you get there. So what I like to do is make reachable goals, so it always feels like I'm moving forward. Like when I got hired at E, I was like, all I want to do is be on one time a week. I got on one time. Then I was like 3 times, got on 3. Then I was like, let me get on the whole week. Got on the whole week. With stand-up, it's like, let me get my first special out. I know comedians usually pop after their 3rd, 4th special, unless it's like just a anomaly, like a Ali Wong or something like that.
Well, yeah.
So let me grind these specials out, and just shooting a special is something. Getting enough material. Now I'm writing my 2nd one. So I know that's going to happen before the end of this year, me shooting that 2nd special. That's my goal. And that's very reachable. And me just going up on stage, trying out new material, and finishing one joke is a step. So I always make reachable goals, so it always feels like I'm moving forward. This show right here, I've been trying to do this for a year. And then finally 2 months ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to do it every day, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever time. And the people were like, yo, it's about time. Went up 150,000 people in less than 2 months. So it's a thing where, and that's something I can control and do.
Yeah.
And what I love, the most thing I love is people go, how are you in the industry when you have, really, once you do it, you have no say in if you get the job. And my thing is, well, I try to control the things I can control. I control my comedy. If I'm funny, I'm funny. And if Bill Burr or whoever is on stage after or before me, what I love about comedy at stage is the ultimate, it's the ultimate playing field, level playing field, because you can have celebrities go up there, and after a couple minutes, if they're not funny, they get the same treatment as somebody that's really not funny.
Totally.
You know what I mean? And that's what I love about comedy is like, if you're funny, that stage does not care what your name is. You know what I mean? Now, getting into the club, they may care. But once you get on that stage, if you're funny, you're funny. And that's what I get so hyped up about. And you control everything in that.
Yeah, it's the most just profession like that, where there's no replacement for like the work. And you see people that try to jump into it with little to no experience and just try to get by with their name and what they're bringing to the stage. And it's like, man, the people that are coming to shows are now becoming seasoned comedy viewers, and they are consuming way more. So they're just understanding of like jokes and stage presence and controlling the room and all the things that come along with being a professional, and they can sniff that out. I mean, I was in the belly room of the Comedy Store maybe a week before Michael Richards kind of had his outburst at the Factory.
That was at the Laugh Factory, correct?
That was at the Laugh Factory, but at the belly room of the Comedy Store, he was working out, and it was a huge, man. It was, I mean, he's just crazy. I mean, this is Seinfeld ended, I think, what, 98, 99?
Mm-hmm.
And this was probably, I graduated 05. I started in 07. So probably about 07, 08. So he's 10 years removed. And it's, I mean, look, dude, Friends is still a giant show. Seinfeld's, I mean, you see any of those guys 10 years removed from the show, it's a big deal. And I think, and Kramer was just, nothing was attached to that guy other than he's a comedy god, I mean, like truly incredible. And he goes up there in belly room. It was a packed bringer show, and he just got an insane ovation. Insane. Like in that room, I don't know if I've seen something similar to it since. Maybe Jim Carrey judging the roast battle, but he got a crazy ovation. Starts doing some crowd work on these drunk girls, and then never really did any jokes, which I just go, oh, cool. That's just kind of maybe what he does, or maybe that was just tonight because those girls were so drunk and he was only doing 10 minutes, and cool on him for sticking to the time. I guess he said he was going to do. And then I chat with him in the green room after, and I was like, I'll say, are you going to start coming around clubs more? He's like, well, I did stand up when I first started in this business, and I got on a show called Fridays, and then there's another show after that that did fairly well. I go, oh, what show was that? He's like, oh, it's called I go, dude, I know what the fucking show was. And obviously, I'm busting your balls. And then he goes, oh, great, okay. And then he goes, yeah, it was interesting. He goes, I didn't really have much of a plan up there, but I also don't really have an act, so I just that's why I need to get up and start going again. Which was then interesting because then, and then also I said, hey, if you start to feel yourself leaning towards any N-bombs, just try to go the other way. I did say that. No.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
No. So that's so funny. I told a buddy shortly after that I chatted with him briefly, like a week prior to that happening. And he was like, you told him to do it, didn't you? And I was like,
yeah, you did.
And so he said he didn't really have an act. And I was like, that's interesting, because then you see him on stage at the Laugh Factory and he
didn't have an act.
And also just the experience, man. Like you saw somebody that, I mean, no excuse for what came out of his mouth, but he was so in trying to dissect it. It's like he was out of his comfort zone as far as being in control of the room.
We all know when you have that feeling of comedy, when it's not going well, you get really hot. Your body just gets hot, and you're like, oh, I gotta figure this out really quick to turn this room around. And when that doesn't happen, and I would expect you being a superstar and everybody knows your name, you're like, I'm disappointing this whole room.
Yeah.
And then they start turning on you, because you start turning on them.
Yeah, I don't know how that even becomes an option when you're on stage and you lose control. I've definitely early on, before I got comfortable and good at crowd work, as far as, and by good, I mean trusting in myself to handle any situation and knowing that I don't have to just go right to a zinger. I mean, look, there are times when like there's this clip I posted a little bit ago when I was at Helium in Portland, and this guy goes, I go, what do you guys do for work? And he goes, we fuck, to him and his buddy. I go, oh, you do? He goes, no, I'm just kidding. And then I just a pause and I go, comedy's tough, isn't it? And then that gets a big laugh. And then I go into this bit about how guys still using the like, I'm gay, psych, like as like a bit, Yeah. And it was, just a quick fire back to kind of get control of the room, but to immediately zing like that and get personal, everyone's felt it early on, because I remember those early days before, again, I got comfortable with myself on stage to listen too. That's a big thing with crowd work, is listening and being comfortable in the silence to gather information and build on the moment, instead of just them saying something, you not listening, because in your head, you're like, I need to get a laugh here. So if the guy says, blah, 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 you don't really even hear it. And you're just like, oh yeah, is that, oh, that's probably because your wife's a bitch and your pants look like you bought them at the cocksucking store. Like you just say stuff that doesn't even, you're just like, I got to get control back. And instead of, and I'm out of practice with just knowing how to comfortably sit back in the pocket and deal with this. And that's looked like what was happening with Michael Richards, where he was getting his feathers ruffled. And instead of like sitting on the stool or maybe grabbing the mic stand and being like, what's going on with you guys? Like, that's what I always try to do. If people really, I'm like, if someone yells something out, like I think I was on tour with Adam Devine and we were at the Gramercy Theater, and this guy yelled something about like, bring on the other Adam. Right. And I've been having a great set. It was, I would do 30 before him. And this is another reason why Adam brought me. It's like, I'm doing stand-up more than he is. He wants his whole show to be great. Our hang is great. I help him. Right. I mean, it's just all the positives of having someone on the road. So, it's a great set and having fun, and just, you just get to a point where you go, I'm never going to bomb anymore. There might be, if I do just, if I try a whole set of all new material, there'll probably be a lot more bumps than normal, because this is all unsaid stuff. But like, you get to a point 10 years in where you're like, I got 30. I got 30 easily. Whether I bring energy and whether it's bringing the hits or crap, whatever it is, I'm locked and loaded. But this guy goes, bring on the real Adam. And there's kind of this like pause, and then people kind of people love to jump on the Jerry Springer started this crowd thing where people love to go, oh shit, Jerry Springer. But also, like, I remember being in elementary school when a kid would like get called to the principal's office. I loved jumping on or starting the
Ooh, yeah.
Which, by the way, was like sometimes really fucked up because, you always thought it was like, oh, he probably like cursed at the recess teacher and they just heard about it in the front office. But sometimes it was like, hey, your mom was in a car accident. And so it's like, you gotta figure out which one it was so that you're like, oh, you just
so what'd you do?
Oh, I'm sorry, Caleb. What's up?
So what'd you do when the guy said that?
So he goes, bring on the real Adam. And I just kind of pause and people go, and I go, well, that wasn't very nice. And just kind of saying that got like a laugh because I think everyone was on board and liked me at that point. And I go, what made you need to say, what about that moment made you feel like you needed to say that? And then kind of paused. And then he was drunk. So then he tried to say something else, fumbled a sentence. Then I piggybacked. Then his drunk girl tried to jump in and kind of interpret. So then I just went into this long rant of them in the car ride before the show being fucked up. And like, dude, it was one of those rants, probably over a minute, didn't skip a beat, led to them getting into a fight and her throwing him out of a moving car and her coming to the show, him showing up, being outside, being like, my girlfriend's inside. She kicked me out of the car. And then whatever. And like, no, I'm here to see Adam. And they go, Adam Ray? He goes, no. I go, no, the real Adam. And then he comes in. And this whole thing at the end of it. And then I paused and I go, does that sound a little bit like what might have led to this moment? And there's a pause and somebody goes, they got kicked out. And then everybody started laughing. And it was
hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. So, but
I want to end because I got to go pick up my kids, but I want to end with one thing.
Dude, lamest excuse I've ever heard to end a podcast.
Stop it. I do. Yeah. I want to talk about
your dad of the year. Your dad of the year.
I want to talk about your charity thing real quick that you're doing your show, and I'm gonna put the advertisement in the feed as well in the bio. So if you live in, it's virtual. So no matter where you live,
it doesn't work.
You can see it. Tell us about it.
From Burbank to Dubai, Tacoma to Tahiti. This is all for Northwest Harvest, which is a food bank in Seattle that's helping to feed a lot of families. And obviously, I was not as privy to the lack of meals that families were struggling to obtain during this time until I really heard from my sis, from friends and parents from the schools that my nieces are going to about them. School was where the kids were like expecting to get a lot of their food from, right? They're the meals of these public schools. And that just bummed me out big time. And I everyone's trying to get theirs during this time. And I am in no exception to that. And I feel like I give back within my family quite a bit, and when I can, for things that I see in donations here and there for Kickstarters or whatever it is, and just try to be a good person in the day-to-day. But I was like, all right, I've gotten to a cool level. I should try to take advantage of some of the contacts I have and the people that have stayed on board with what I'm doing. And so the show is a big virtual comedy show. It's Friday at 7 p.m. It's Melissa McCarthy, Dana Carvey, Joel McHale, Thomas Lennon, Adam Devine, Eliza Schlesinger, Ron Funches, Joey McIntyre, the Head and the Heart, huge band from Seattle, the Goo Goo Dolls. And tickets are $15. And it's going to be a bunch of games, stand-up, musical performances, a couple surprises, a lot of giveaways. Costco, Bud Light, Simply Seattle, Duke's Chowder House, and 5-4 Clothing are all sponsors. And so I've got a bunch of stuff to give away through the show from that. We've sold, I think, about 800-900 tickets right now. Last I checked this morning, and hoping to sell more, doing a few more things like this today and tomorrow to kind of get the word out. But, just trying to raise as much money for them as possible. And anytime you can give back and have it be for a good cause and get something out of it too, like that's a win-win. And truly, this lineup for $15, everyone on this lineup is at least probably $50 on their own. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tomorrow. Lock the kids in the garage, grab a cocktail, roll a blunt, put on your best Michael Yo merch.
There you go.
Cut a hole in your assless chaps and just fucking kick back and laugh.
So next time we're on, I want to talk about The Rock, because you're working with The Rock and Young Rock, but I want you to have better internet connection. So let's
put a pin in that. Yes. Yes.
So the show premieres when? Young Rock.
February 16th. So let's get into it after when how about shortly after my episodes come out. In this first season, my character is a big part of his life, but in this first season, since it takes you up until he's in college, it's 3 flashbacks to his life, 10, 15, and 19. So I'll start popping in, knock on wood, if there's more seasons, a lot more, but I think I'm in maybe episodes 5 and 6 in this first one. So maybe after that we can jump in.
Was there any insecurity after you shot? Were you like, is that good? Like, was that okay? Like, do you still have that? Like, did I do good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I felt good, but yeah, man, I immediately went to the director and I was like, was that okay? And he was like, fucking great. Yeah. Because we also did of my bigger scene, maybe like 5 takes. And the last 2, I think, were money. And the other ones, we just decided I had a lot of business in the office. Like I had a hand massager thing and was getting papers coming in. And it was just, we decided, it looked it was too busy. It was taken away from the content of the phone call. And so we didn't figure that out until 3 takes in. And then it was money. And then it was like that 4th take was dope. And then it was like, let's get one more, just crush it, ad lib a little, do this. And then and I love,
and I saw you with Darnell Rollins in Tempe, and I love how you just dropped. Oh yeah, I was just texting with The Rock, I'm just,
on Christmas Day. We haven't talked since then, but that's that's the thing too, man. It's like we've had a nice back and forth, and he's super generous with that. And he's just doing so many things. My girl has to remind me, hey, don't take it personal if he doesn't get right back to you. He just launched an energy drink. And I was like, oh yeah. Like, and a clothing line and a workout gear, headphones.
Do you I do this sometimes, like with big comedians that I'm friends with. It's like, am I reaching out too much? Maybe they don't like me anymore. I just text them, they didn't hit me right back. You feel like a insecure partner, like when you're first dating.
Yeah. And then it's almost like living and dying by it. Like, I don't think I talked to him for a month prior to the Christmas Day exchange. And then he sent me a real nice message that kind of recapped everything I had asked prior to that. And then I sent one back. And then I think I've sent a few since. And then I got drunk one night and sent him like t-shirt ideas. So look, this could be the end of my relationship with him, but I don't think so. I think it's just yeah, I mean, he's told me that we're going to IG Live when the show comes out to swap our stories about my character and his stories with the man that I'm playing, and so we'll see if that happens. I think he's a man of his word, but I'm sure my connection will be great for that.
Yeah, it better be. It better be not be like this.
Man, can you? If I logged on and it was like this, I mean,
you should just quit.
There's like, I'd lose. I would. Because he's got 200 and some.
Oh my God,
followers.
You just froze. Okay, there you go. Okay,
he's got 200 and some million followers. I feel like I would lose so many followers if my connection was like this. I could have lost followers today, but this is why the podcast is gonna be such a better listen anyway. Because nobody wants to see my goofy ass face. This is just for us.
We're doing this for us. All right, Adam, I got to run, bro. But thank you. Let's talk after your episode airs, and we'll keep it moving, man.
I appreciate you, bud.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Bye, Mike. See you, buddy.
Later. That is Adam Ray. All right, thank you for watching the Morning Yo. Please give some stars. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, I do it every day on my Facebook page live. You can watch it. But thank you for the hang. I'll see you tomorrow. Later.